another segment of Possibilities with Esther, and today we will be talking with a special guest all the way from Nigeria. But before we go into that, I would like to appreciate those of you who have been sending me text messages asking about the last segment we had with Mr. Ben on business and education in Turkey. Thank you very much for your responses. And for those who have been sending messages about NTR appreciating the programs that NTR is bringing to you, we want to say thank you on behalf of Ntr TV. Okay, so if you're joining us for the first time, Possibilities with Esther is a motivational program specially designed to channel your mindset to the possibilities of life. And today, I will be talking about personal issues. When I say personal issues, it's not a research that I made online. No, it's personal experiences. Reason behind this topic and discussions for today is because lots of us have gone through challenges in life, and we tend to use these challenges not to move forward. We blame ourselves, we blame our families, we blame the system. We keep saying that, if only I come from a rich background, if only my father paid my school fees, if only I've gone to this school, I would have been somebody in the society. No, I am a witness. I am a victim of such situation whereby there was no school fees. There was no school fees. At a point in time, there was no food. If I sit down and tell you about Esther James' life experiences, it might not be as bad as yours, but it was bad for me. And I did not keep it to myself and allow it to bring me down or to drag me down and say, okay, since this situation at home, it was bad, since my father did not put me in the school that I was supposed to be, since my mom was not with us at a particular point in time, so I should just be anyhow. No. The background I came from is nothing to sit down and say is the reason why I am this, just because it's rich, just because we're on the average. No, we were low. When I say low, there was a time that we feed on potatoes, that sweet potatoes, because I was the only available, and not because we were farming it, not because we were buying it, no, but because sweet potato grows. Even after harvesting it, somehow they still regrow. So I and my brothers, we follow people's farms. We follow just on the road. We check where potato is growing, and then we dig it out and just come and cook it. Every day, sometimes we fed on mangoes, because mango happens to be what is much available in my city. So please, I would like you to sit down, look into this program, listen to what we're sharing here, and not just use it now. Okay, now we are in Turkey, that's why we find it easy. No, we were somewhere, and this is where we are today. So let me not talk too much. I have a special guest with me. For the first time, I'm having a female in my program again. Oh my God, I don't know why the ladies don't tend to come to my program. So I'm so excited to have her. She is a sister, she is a friend, and I am so happy to have Charity Makilolo, all the way from Nigeria. I am so happy to have you here, Charity.
I'm so happy to be here, Esther. It's been a thing of mine. We've talked about this for like a very long time. And I'm so happy that it's finally happening right now. It's like a dream. I'm so happy to be here.
I've been waiting. I was like, okay, when you said you were coming, I was like, are you sure Charity is actually coming to this program today? And I'm so in love with you, reason because I saw when you came to Turkey. I see where you are. I see the mindset you use in this country. And that's why I would love you, please, to share us with us. But first of all, who is Charity Makilolo?
Well, I would say Charity is a friend.
Yes.
She's a sister. She's a daughter. She's a Nigerian. Most importantly, I think Charity is a woman who's always had a dream of having a better life for herself and for her family. And that is the thing that has always driven my choices and my decisions. And I would say Charity is a goal-getter, but most importantly, Charity is someone who is very open to learning. Because I say it all the time that knowledge is power, you know? The more you know, the more powerful you are. So yeah, I would say Charity is a person who's in love with learning, in love with growing, with personal development. It's such a passion of mine to be the best version of myself and also to see the people around me being the best version of themselves. So yeah, in a nutshell, I would say that's who Charity is.
Charity is a very wonderful woman.
Thank
I'm already
you.
feeling like you are the one, you know, asking.
Yeah.
You are the one doing the motivation here. All right, Charity. How was your childhood like?
You know, when you were talking at the beginning, you were introducing yourself. I could feel the energy because it's something that I could relate to, you know? People look at you from afar and they're like, oh my God, this girl, she's like this, but they don't really know the story.
They say you're lucky.
Exactly. And when you were talking about your story like a minute ago, I was like, wow, this is a girl like me, a woman like me, because I can completely relate to everything that you said. There were moments like a couple of weeks ago, I was just talking with my brother, like, do you remember when this used to be the case? And it was like, yeah, we were having breakfast. It was like, do you remember when this used to be the case where there was literally nothing to eat and we had to like get this? But look at us now, we're having breakfast, like anything we want to eat. And he's like, yeah, that is so true. So growing up was tough. But the thing about it is that you do not think it's tough at that moment because that is the reality that you know.
Yeah, true.
That is what is normal. You just feel like it's a normal way of life. Like it's not that hard. But when you look at it from a different perspective, you realize that, wow, that was really tough, you know? But in the moment, you don't really understand how tough it is because maybe everyone around you is also in that kind of situation. So it's like the normalized version of reality that you have. So for me, growing up was not easy, but I had like my family, which I really love and adore. You know, when you have a support system, it's easier. But, you know, there were days where, you know, food was a problem. The basic things of life, necessities, food was a problem. Even the shelter wasn't like the modern shelter that you have right now. And you're like, you had roof leaking when it's raining, and then you put the bucket in the
try to cover up some patches, you know.
I'm laughing about it right now, but at that time it wasn't something to really laugh about but it was tough. But I'm really grateful to God, you know, for the journey and how far that I've come and how far that He's led me. I would give all the glory to God, really. It wasn't really easy, to be honest.
Using my own experience, I would like to give an example, and maybe it might make you to give an example on that part. The idea I want some people to see that before does not determine where you're heading to.
Exactly.
For instance, when I was young, at a point in time now, in fact, we are 6. I'm the 5th in our family. At a point in time, our house, I grew up in a house. At a point in time, there was the house we had to move in is a mold house, you know, this mold house. And we're not in the village, in the city, but then that's the kind of house. And there was no much space, and we are 6 of us. So
I can totally relate.
There is no bed. So what we do is we pack our clothes and we take it to the sitting room, and everybody sleeps on it. And in the morning, we pack those clothes and put them back and select the ones we can use from inside. This moment, I vowed that where I am coming from does not determine where I'm heading to. Was there any point in your life that when you sit down now and look at where you are and how it was, did you have any scenarios that when you think of it, it gives you every reason not to give up?
Yeah, it does. Like, I can totally relate to, we're 8 in my family, children.
Wow.
We're 8.
What number are you?
I'm the first child. So yeah, I mean, there are a lot of experiences that you need to find the right words, you know, to express it. So I would say that being the first child, there was a lot of pressure, obviously, because a pressure to do better, a pressure to like be the example for all of your siblings, you know? And we were 8 and we're living in like a room and parlor, like we call it in Nigeria.
Yeah, room and parlor.
So it's like 8 of you in just 2 rooms in that space. So think about it. How do you manage that space? Do you get? So it's like you're having a bed with 4 people on that bed and you're like sleeping on couches. And And when you really think about it, you're like, is this just what life is about? You know, as a child growing up, I learned how to read early. So I would always read books. Like, I was a lover of books growing up. I would read anything and everything.
Wow.
And in the books that I read, there was like a different reality, you know,
Yeah.
in the books and in the movies. And I was like, is this all there is to life? You know, this place where I'm in, there must be something more, right? There must be, I've seen mansions, I've seen people flying, I've seen people eating everything that they want to eat, you know, that kind of thing. And you're like, there must be something more to this life than where I am right now. This is not the end, you know? And for me, that is one thing that really pushed me. One of it was, I wanted to be a good example for my siblings.
Wow.
That is one of the, you know, the things that really, really push me, because I want to be a good example for my siblings. I want them to have someone to look up to, because I didn't really have like an older sibling to look up to, like, okay, maybe my elder brother or my elder sister. So I wanted to be that sibling that they could look up to if they're having challenges, to be like, okay, my sis went through this and she could be able to, you know, overcome. So I wanted to be that person. And like I said, the books that I read gave me like a different perspective, a different worldview from where the environment and the circumstances that I grew up in. You know, it really broadened my mind. So even though at that moment it looked like this was my reality, I can't do anything about it. But the books, the movies and all the other things kind of gave me a different view, like an exposure to a world that was possible. Because you have to believe that it's possible for you to go ahead and, you know, want to have it.
Yeah.
If you don't think it's possible, then there's no need to try.
Yeah.
So, you know, that really exposed me to a lot of things at a young age. And I just knew, I think when I was like 14, during my teenage age, one day I just woke up. I was really crying my eyes out. Like, this is not the life that I want to live anymore. I have to do something about this. And for me, the first thing that I knew could get me out of there was getting an education.
Wow.
And this is why I'm so passionate about education, you know, because I feel like that is one of the things, the tools that you can use as a person. And when I say education, I'm not just talking about going to school. You know, we confuse going to school, schooling, going to the classroom to having an education. Yeah, you can get educated in school, but the most important type of education is personal education. What do you teach yourself? What kind of books do you read? What kind of movies do you watch? You know,
what kind of friends
do you keep? Exactly, because friends are also mediums of education. They also teach you whether you like it or not. So for me, going to school, having an education, being very passionate in my own self-development, and like you said, having the right people in my life was one of the things that really changed it for me as a person.
How do you find the right people in your life?
It also depends on what values do you have as a person. Because I feel like the values that you have, the things that you consider to be important in life, your priorities determines the kind of people that you vibe with, determines the kind of people that you flow with.
You also attract.
Exactly. If you're a person who values hard work, it will be very difficult for you to have friends that are lazy.
Sure.
Because you're just not going to be on the same frequency. You're not going to vibe, you know? So I feel like that's why you need to work on yourself first. You know, what values do you have? What are you like? I believe in the law of attraction. You attract who you are. Yeah. So what values do you have?
I love that you attract who you are.
Yes, you attract.
Because some people want to attract something big when they are not big.
Exactly, no.
So there's no way you're going to attract that.
No, you can't. You'd have to be the version that you want to attract. That's when you get to that level where you attract the kind of people that you want in your circle.
Yeah.
That is what I believe. So yeah, having good people around you, knowing yourself and the values that you hold in high esteem, and, you know, surrounding yourself with people who also have that value and have the same philosophy or vision of how they want their life to be as yours is really, really, really important.
Which country have you ever thought of traveling to?
Now, that's a thing that is, when I say it, people are like, I don't believe it. I never really had a plan to travel outside of Nigeria, to be honest.
I had so much plan.
Like, really?
The moment I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, for some reasons I knew I was not gonna be in Nigeria. I don't know how I was going to be in abroad, but I just knew since from the beginning that I was going to be out there. I just don't know where.
Where?
Yeah. So how did you find yourself in Turkey?
Now, exactly. Association, friends, you know, friends who see the potential in you and feel like, well, you have a gift or you have a talent. And I feel like this kind of environment would be much better for you to explore and use your gifts, your education, your skills, and your potential. So yeah, initially, I never really had the plan to travel outside of Nigeria. My mind was, I'm very patriotic. I'm going to make it in Nigeria. Like we say, you know, get out today. I'm going to make it in Nigeria. Like,
what part of Nigeria? I'm so sorry to cut you short. I didn't even ask what part of Nigeria.
I'm originally from Ondo State,
okay.
But I was born and raised in Benin, Edo State. Yes. So, and you know how we are in Edo State.
Yeah.
Like, we don't carry last.
Carry last at all.
So yeah, like I said, it wasn't in my plan, like my vision of life, like I'm going to travel outside of Nigeria. But like, a friend of mine, who's a very good friend. I've known her for like 10 years now. We went to university, to college together. And she first came to Turkey, I think in 2015. You know, NYSC. We were supposed to go for NYSC, but she's like, she loves traveling and she loves exploring. And she's like, she's going to Turkey. She got an opportunity to teach English. And she's going to take it and she's going to go. I'm like, okay, you can go. I'm just going to be here. I'm going to go to NYSC, serve my country. After serving my country, I'm going to, you know, look for a job and just be here and
what career were you looking at?
Well, I studied to be an English teacher, but I was
You actually speak very good. You challenged me on speaking English. Your English is so good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I actually wanted to be in the media. I wanted to be a presenter. I wanted to do.
Let's do possibilities.
Yes,
together,
we
please.
can definitely do that. So yeah, for me, I was going to pursue a career in the media, and that was what I wanted to do after NYC, after graduating and everything. And she was like, she's going to teach English in Turkey. And before then, I had never even heard about a country called Turkey. Like, I didn't even know,
right?
Like, there was a place called Turkey and you could have a job teaching. It wasn't like a thing. Yeah. I couldn't think about it. Like, this thing was possible.
Like, you teaching a white man English?
Exactly.
How does it work?
Like, how does that work exactly? So she came in 2015. I went to serve. And when I finished serving in 2016, I did get a job at my former school, my alma mater, where I graduated from, to work like as an assistant lecturer while I pursue my master's. Because academics is something that I also really loved. I loved media. I also loved education.
So it's like those two things work together.
Oh, really? I never really thought about that. So I was going to pursue a career in lecturing, do my master's, and maybe have my own program in the media. So I was kind of trying to like balance my life and everything. And then she was like, why don't you try to come to Turkey to teach English? You know, you've got the skills, you've got the personality, you're a good teacher. She really did encourage her, like, I don't think that's for me, you know. I was really set on being a lecturer, being a media personality in Nigeria and everything. And she's like, well, just, you know, give it a try. You never know. I was like, okay. And then I applied through ISEC, one organization, one youth organization. I applied. I got the opportunity to come to Mersin at that time in 2016. But
I'm currently, sorry to cut you short, in a nutshell, where are you currently?
I'm actually in Tarsus, which is not far away. It's not far away from Mersin. I don't know how it all worked out. You know, and that's why I believe in God. I believe in a higher power that really directs our life. So back to the story. So she was like, and then I applied, I got the job, and I chickened out. I was like, I can't do this. I don't want to leave Nigeria. I don't want to leave everything
you don't want to leave your comfort
zone. My comfort zone. Like my
it's so hard at home, but for some reason you feel
you don't want
somebody takes care of the bills. Like you just want to be there.
You just want to be there. But the truth is there is no growth in the comfort zone. You got to push yourself. But I didn't know that at that time. So I did not accept the opportunity in 2016. I just let it go. Like, this is not for me. And, you know, as we sometimes do, I use the spiritual perspective. Maybe God doesn't want me to go.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes we give ourselves the excuse like, maybe it's not meant to be.
Maybe it's not meant to be. Maybe, God is not. Whereas it's our fear that is hope. For me, it was fear. Like I didn't want to leave my comfort zone. I just did not want to try. I'm like, I don't speak Turkish. How am I going to survive? How am I going to cope? The weather is cold. A whole lot of things.
And I think also as the elder one, you have this protection for your younger ones.
Exactly. I was like, who's going to be there for them? Who's going to guide them? Who's going to, help them when they're going through some stuff? And I just let it go. And then, but something happened and in 2017, and I just kept feeling this push, this internal push.
Yeah.
Something within me was just like, Charity, you cannot stay here. You have to move. Like, at that moment,
a feeling
something
that
just within you
just sleep.
Yeah, I couldn't even sleep. I was like, what is this? Where is this coming from? Like, where? I didn't even have a passport to tell you how I was not interested in leaving my
I love that. I will please hold this thought as we're going to on a commercial break. And please, there's a reason why I'm holding you there, because I would want our viewers to come back and listen up to this wonderful story. I'm your friend, but I've never heard this part. I'm so motivated. Okay, if you're still with us on Possibilities with Esther, this segment happens to be one of my best. The mindsets, when I see people pushing it, when I see people starting from the scratch, when I see people who refuse to let their situation to define them, I feel so good. Because this is the essence of this program, where we motivate you, where we encourage you, where we tell you that this life there is better. You don't even set the sky. Have you fly? Try to, even if you're not going anywhere, just try to enter a plane. When that plane goes on the sky, you understand that your limit shouldn't be the sky. There is so much more above the sky. So we will be back on this segment, on these possibilities, after the commercial break. Welcome back to the second segment on this program, Possibilities with Esther. And before the commercial break, I got so emotional because of where we start from the beginning. I am with a special guest. I'm still on with Charity Maikilolo, a Nigerian, motivated, vibrant, beautiful, strong lady sharing her experience with us on this program. As we were saying, you're talking about the passport.
Yeah.
Please, I couldn't wait for this second segment, So can you give us a roundup how after everything, you didn't expect to be in fact, not even out of the Nigeria.
I did not, to be honest.
And how did it end up you getting here? Please, I'm so curious to hear that.
So yeah, in 2017, I got the opportunity to go to Sakarya. I was like, I didn't even know where Sakarya is. And before the break, I was talking about I didn't even have a passport. I wasn't prepared or anything. I just woke up one day. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And when I got a passport, I applied to the job. I got the job. The next thing was money.
Yes.
Where am I going to get the money from? You know how it is in Nigeria. The flight ticket is so expensive. How am I going to get the money?
And knowing the fact that you're still trying
knowing where I'm coming from, the financial background that I'm coming from. But you know what happened? I would say a miracle happened. I got the school that I was working with at that time paid for my flight ticket to come to Turkey.
And you never saw that?
I never saw that coming. And that really taught me something. Do you know what it taught me, Esther? No. It taught me that when you are ready to take that step, the universe is there cheering you on.
Yeah. Please, can you repeat that so that, say to the camera
when you are ready, when you're very ready, you've made up your mind to take that first step. All the forces in the universe has got your back. Yeah. It's going to open. You just have to believe and take that first step.
I love that so much. So what was the challenges you faced when you came to Turkey?
I do not like cold weather. Even till now, my colleagues, they always tease me because when it's 25, 23 degrees, I'm like, oh my God, it's so cold, guys. Let's turn on the heater. Yeah. So yeah, the weather was a big deal for me, but much more than the weather, I felt homesick. I never expected to leave Nigeria. So homesickness, my family, I really missed my family for the first 6 months. I would go to work and come back home and just cry.
Oh my dear.
You know, just be in my apartment and just like really cry my eyes out because it was hard. I'd never taught like in a foreign country before. This was a new educational system. The kids, it's a different teaching system from Nigeria, even though I was experienced in Nigeria, but it was totally different. There were days I sat down in the staff room and I would cry. And then I'll just quickly, you know, clean it up before anyone and still smile. And I have a lesson in like 10 minutes. I still have to go and smile and make them happy and, you know, do everything. But the first 6 months was really hard. And to be honest, I thought about going back home a couple of times. I was like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, this is not worth it. I want to go home. But you know, what really pushed me to leave, when I think about it, I'm like, there is no going back. You know, it's hard. I'm just going to have to rest, get a grip, get a hold of my emotions and keep pushing. So that's how and I had like the support. I met some really good friends here when I came in Sakarya, and then I met you. Remember that? I met you and some other people. And I had the support system that really helps. Really. It really did help. So yeah, it was hard at first, homesickness, and there was no food, no Nigerian food with a lot of pepper.
I know, right?
And you know, but yeah, I pushed through by the grace of God and with the help and support of people around me. And with that determination that going back is not an option. So it's either you're here and try to figure it out. I don't know what you're going to do, but going back is not an option. So I just had to burn the bridge of, I'm going to go back home. I had to just remove that from my mind and my head and just try to find a way to be happy, to survive, and to make it for myself in the new environment.
Looking at where you came from and now, do you think you made the right choice?
Oh yeah, I keep telling people that was absolutely one of the best decisions of my life. I mean, I can't even, that's the thing. When you take the first step, you don't really know where it's going to lead. You keep pushing, but then one day you look, you're like, I never imagined that this was going to, how did I get here? Like some days I sit, I'm like, what happened? How did I get here? When you take the first step, you never really know where it's going to lead you. And that's the beauty of it. You're open to be surprised. You're open to opportunities, to possibilities. You're blown away because you never really expected that it was going to happen the way it did.
True.
So no, I never imagined. And this is by far for me one of the best decisions.
What's your life philosophy?
The first one is, it's a quote that no matter how you feel, get up, dress up, put a smile on your face and show up and get the job done.
Nice one.
So that's the first one for me. So every day I'm tired or like I'm ill or I'm not feeling it, I'm like, Charity, no matter how you feel, get up, take a shower, get dressed, look good, and show up. You know, just showing up is for me one of like the philosophies that I go by. Show up. And the second one is, whatever your hands find to do, and this is from the Bible, whatever your hands find to do it well. Make sure that whatever you're doing, no matter how small or how insignificant it looks, make sure you are giving it 100%. Because how you do anything is how you're going to do everything. If you don't take pleasure in doing those little things well, how are you going to do the big things well?
Yeah, because you have to, God is also,
exactly.
God is testing you.
Yes.
Like, you also need to serve someone before you be served.
Exactly. So how you do anything, if it's just, you know, even if you have a job right now that it feels like, oh my God, this is not the job, but what's your attitude towards that job? How are you doing? How are you showing up to that job every day? Because you don't know who's watching. You don't know what's going on around you.
You don't know what is prepared for you in the future.
You don't know how this is preparing you for the next journey, because I believe that life is a circle. One step leads to another. So how you do it in this particular journey of your life determine how it's going to take you to the next level. So for me, hard work is non-negotiable. Work hard. Pray, yes. If you're very spiritual, do all of the spiritual exercises. Pray, fast, read your Bible, your Quran, or any spiritual book that you're reading. But there is no substitute for actually getting up and showing up and doing the work. So yeah, work hard and do whatever you're doing. Excellence. Have a mindset of excellence that whatever I'm doing, I'm going to put in 100% effort.
Thank you so much. Even though you have already answered my next question, but please, can you add up a final advice to my viewers? And I would like you to look at them.
I wanna think about this because it's final, and I just want to say that it gets better. You know, whatever situation you're going through right now, always have the mindset that it will get better. Hope is a very strong thing. It's a strong driving force. When you have hope, every other thing, you can see that where you are, it's not looking so good, but hold on to hope. Do not lose hope. Even if you lose everything, do not lose hope, and always realize that it's going to get better as long as you keep pushing and you keep working towards that vision, that dream of who you want to become that you have in your mind. Just keep pushing. It does get better.
Okay, that was a wonderful one. That was a wonderful insight. So I'm curious to know, how is life for you in Turkey?
In Turkey, life for me is good in Turkey. By the grace of God, it's good. Everything's going well. You know, when you get a hold, when you overcome the first year where you're feeling lonely, you're feeling like, oh my God, I want to go home. You know, after that first year, and when you have like a sense of direction of how you want your life to go, it makes it a bit easier to settle in a foreign country. I wouldn't say that it's been rosy 100%, but for the most part, because I'm a person who believes in seeing the positives, you know, so for the most part, my life here in Turkey has been good. I've met new people. I've had new experiences. You know, the people that I've been working with for the past 3 years that I've been here, they've been amazing people. I've had like the opportunity to work with some really amazing people that have pushed me to grow in my career as an English teacher. I think that's really important. And then personally, I'm surrounded by friends. I have like this support system around me. So yeah, and I can travel around. Turkey is also a very, very beautiful country. You know, they have like lots of historical places.
Turkish people. You know, people at home, they tend to have different understanding. So, are you in Turkey? They feel like there's bombs.
Oh yeah, I know. That is a very myopic view. You know, it's ridiculous because I think Turkish people are one of the most hospitable people on earth. I remember a specific incident. Like, I think this was 2 years ago. I was just walking on the street and someone just invited me to come have chai. And I was like, okay, why not? Let's have chai. I had breakfast at a stranger's house in Turkey. Something I wouldn't even think about doing in my home country, to be honest.
Turkey is a place where you see a woman tells you you're beautiful.
Yeah, and you know, I got to really appreciate my skin and my personality in Turkey, because people look at me like, oh my God, mashallah, saying çok güzel. I'm like, really?
Please, can you translate to them what mashallah?
Well, mashallah basically means like God is good. Like they're really glorifying God, and çok güzel is like you're beautiful and everything. So I really had to look myself in the mirror again and again. Because I mean, in your home country, everyone's just like just you. It's normal. Just us. But here, I feel like a superstar. Because when I'm walking, I'm like, everyone's looking.
Did you experience you having a picture?
I cannot tell you the number of people that have my picture on their phones right now. It's when I think about it, like, I should have collected money. I'm serious. Money. Like, if I had gotten like 20 lira for every time someone stopped me and said, can I have a picture? I would probably be rich right now.
About the second picture, a friend of mine came from South Africa. And we were walking on the street of Istanbul around Bosporus, and some people just came. Some ladies did not ask me, please, can they take a picture with me? And you know, I'm used to that, feeling like the celebrity. Okay, let's take, you know. But after taking that picture, and he was curious. He asked me, could this be in a negative way because you're black? It's not picture. I said, no. The impression they give isn't a bad one.
Exactly.
Yeah,
the vibe.
They appreciate you as an African, your skin, There was a time, a child, I was just standing and I just felt someone touching my leg.
I've had
And
that
I told, I saw a
experience
little
too.
girl.
Yeah.
She's only used to watching on TV, so she's
Mhm.
never seen the black skin. So, and I was like, oh, thank God, I'm black.
Yeah.
Why should I go and change my
Yeah.
color?
I think usually it's coming from a good place.
Yeah.
Because I had an experience like that with a friend of mine, and he was like, don't you feel weird or like
Yeah.
when they ask you to take, I'm like, no, because personally I feel like it's coming from a good place.
Yeah.
I always like to see the positive. So I'm like, it's coming from a good place. So why not? If I've lived in Nigeria all my life and I've never seen maybe a white man and I see a white man for the first time, I would be curious.
Yeah.
Like, this person is different from me, obviously, but I know it's not coming from a bad place because the people generally are hospitable. And if you can even speak the language, it makes it even better because you get invited for dinners and Turkish people would feed you. You cannot go hungry in Turkey. Trust me.
Yeah.
You cannot go hungry in Turkey.
They're
going to feed you.
Yeah.
They'll invite you for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner,
And
as
the
long
food
as you
is
have
so
the time.
much.
Yeah. I mean, Turkish breakfast is the best.
What's your best Turkish food?
I like Adana kebab.
Adana. Because it's staying Adana.
Yes, because I stayed in Adana. I love Adana kebab. That is like, and it tastes not like suya, but it has that suya vibe. For those of you that don't know, suya is like a
beef roasted beef.
Yeah, that we have in Nigeria. So Adana kebab is kind of like that. Which other Turkish food do I like? I like lahmacun. I don't know if I said it correctly.
Yeah.
I like findik lahmacun. Oh my God. It's
I don't know
amazing.
That
I love that too.
I'm gonna try that.
You should. How can you be in Turkey for this long and not?
I just eat the lamaju, and that's all. The one with the findik, I don't know.
Yeah.
The findik is the nuts, right?
I don't
like
know. They have meat. I don't even know exactly what's in it. It just tastes good in my mouth.
Oh, okay.
So if you're ever thinking of coming to Turkey, you should definitely try lahmacun. You should try kebab.
Iskandar.
Yeah, and baklava. Yes, baklava is amazing.
Try not to miss that. You better come to Turkey. I'm telling you, you're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for
Charity.
having me.
I'm so pleased to have you
I'm
here.
happy to be here.
Okay, I am so overwhelmed. I feel motivated. I feel taught. I feel she has actually awoken something inside of me. And I know you have your own story. Please, I would like to hear your story. Write me. Send messages to this number. Let me mention this number just in case we're not able to put a phone number because sometimes technical issues and then some people when I watch my program, I notice there's no phone number. So please send me a text message, WhatsApp message. No calling, no hi first, no hello. I'm sorry, Zola, I don't like the greetings, but I would like it to be straightforward. When you write hi, make sure you write your story so that when I get to open the message, I know, okay, this person is from here, and that is his story. Instead of me saying, hi, hello, how are you? I'm fine. Where are you from? I'm from here. Well, it's just, sometimes I just ignore it. I'm so sorry. So please write this number down. Code plus 905464706132. I repeat, plus 9054647061. 7061, I beg your pardon, 32. But there will be a phone number on your screen. Please send me your story. Let me share to the world. It's so motivating. It's so motivating. Don't think that your story is so bad so nobody's gonna know. Let it out. Let it out and let's motivate each other. I'm so happy to talk on this topic for today. And I hope to have you again listen to Possibilities with Esther all the way from Ntr Turkey. Ntr Turkey is the only African channel in Turkey that broadcasts in 42 African countries. So imagine the number of people. We have over 500 million viewers around African continents. So please send your stories. Again, send your stories. I would like to hear your stories on this program. Also, write me what you learned from this program for today. If you have a question you want me to pass it to Charity, please write to me on the number on your screen. Thank you again and see you next time on Possibilities with Esther. See you.